What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Bill's How-To. Today I'm going to show you guys the easiest way to paint a door. First things first, let's remove the hardware and get this door out of here. Let's do this. So when it comes time to painting your door, you've got three options. You can use a roller, you can use a brush, or you can use a spray gun. Spray gun is very easy to use, however you do have to have a bit of experience and not everybody has a spray gun at the same time. So what I'll be showing you guys today is how to use a brush and a roller to get a really nice finish on your doors. Now as you can see, I've got them in plastic bags here. I've got a brush in here and a roller in here. The reason why I've got them in plastic bags is simply to preserve the brush. So I was using these brush and roller a few days ago and I knew that I'm going to have to use them again in a couple of days. So rather than washing out my brushes, what I prefer to do is just put them in a plastic bag. That way I can extend the life of it, and I can usually get about a couple of weeks if I was to just seal this nice and airtight in these bags. So what I usually use is a brush and a roller both at the same time on the door, meaning that I use the brush to get into any of these tight areas, especially on the panel doors, and then I use the roller to get the bulk of it. Now initially when I first started painting years ago, I used to only use brush, and the reason for that was that I didn't actually know what kind of roller that I needed to use. So that comes with experience if nobody's there to teach you. So unfortunately for me, I had to learn the hard way, and now I know how to use both of them and which ones to use. If you guys aren't sure which roller to use or which type of paint to use, check out the video in the description below, specifically for cupboard doors and your regular doors. So anyway guys, I'm going to show you guys how to paint using a brush, how to paint using a roller to get a really nice finish on our doors. So when painting with a brush, you never want to get too much paint on the brush. You only dip the tip of the brush in just like that. You can even take off the excess if you like. And the reason for that is that we only use the tip of the brush to paint, and that's what makes it extremely important, because if we were to use the whole bristles on the brush, what tends to happen is you'll end up having an inconsistent spread of paint on your door or whatever it is that you're painting, and at the same time you also leave lines. So what you have to do is simply use the tip of the brush as I've just done then. So obviously there's not much paint on there yet, but just with the tip of the brush you're able to spread that really nice and easy, and you get a perfect consistency. So using a brush is really simple. You can paint the whole door as I used to do previously. The only upside to that is that I've got a lot of experience out of painting and control with the brush. So like I said, using the tip of the brush, we're able to get a nice spread of paint, and you always want to go over your work using that tip of the brush. So you want to just feather that out. That gets rid of any inconsistency in the paint, gives it a nice thin consistent spread of paint as well, and you get a perfect finish just like that. So like I said, I only use the brush when it comes time to any of these any of the paneling. So any tight areas that the roller is going to struggle to get into, you can do it with the roller. However, I prefer not to. So just going in those corners, and then you always want to go back over your work, because as you'll find, hopefully you guys can see that there's a bit of runs over here, and that tends to happen on any time you want to cross over those sharp edges. So you end up getting a spread of paint over there. I'll try zoom in so I can show you guys. So like I said, you can see there that thick run right there. What you want to do is just simply spread all that out. That's why you have to always go back over your work. Just spread that out. It's very common that you'll find almost on every corner or every edge that you go over, you'll get a little run like that. So you want to go back over nice and light. That's why it's very important to have only a little bit of paint on the brush. You never want to overload it. And remembering that the first coat is your most important coat. The reason for that is because this is when you actually get the bulk of the paint on. You want to get any of those little cracks, any of the little hard areas to get into is when you want to get into on the first coat. The second coat, you're basically perfecting what you've done on the first coat and filling it in to give you a nice deep finish in terms of the color. And then just once again, go over the edges, make sure there's no more runs, feather that around everywhere. And then you can see it's got a perfect finish. just using the tip of the brush. That is probably the most important key thing, that if you want to take anything out of this video in terms of using a brush, is don't overload the brush and always just use the tip. You'll get a perfect finish every single time, just like that. So another important thing to note is to always follow the grain. So the reason why you follow the grain is because that allows you to hide any of the flaws or any of the lines that you might leave while brushing. So if we're to go across the grain, for example, it tends to leave lines going across. However, if we're to go with the grain, you'll notice that it doesn't actually leave as much lines. Hopefully you guys can see. If not, you guys will learn the hard way, or you'll get the gist. Okay, so once again, finish all that area off. Once we've done that, then I like to use the roller. So once again, you don't want to get too much paint on the roller, and always going with the grain once again. So that's how you're going to get that nice clean finish. Obviously when you first get it on, you'll notice there's a bit too much paint in there, and we just want to spread that out. Now with the roller, once you've spread out the paint enough so that it's got an even consistency, so that you, just like I've got now over here, what you want to do is you roll over the roller basically with no weight. You can see I'm carrying it from the bottom, so literally with no weight, we just want to roll over the top of that. And what that does, that gets rid of all those little lines. So you see some people that tell you roll in an M shape or a W shape, whatever it is. Don't even bother with that. Just go straight over, but nice and light. So even the same thing happens with the walls. So anytime you're painting walls, you want to make sure that you always do the same thing. So you're going back over your work, but you're just going very lightly, and that'll get rid of all those overlap lines. So if you wanted to go through with the brush, like I said, you can do it just like that, going through those corners. I really don't like it, to be honest. I don't find that it gets through all those little angles or all those little corners that we need to get into, and then you're going to have to go back over it with the brush anyway. So I try and avoid having to go back over it, and I just do it once. So once you can see here, we've got the overlap in the grain, so the grain's going up here and then it goes across. So you want to also change your direction with the roller. You can see how much quicker it is with the roller. So once the main section of the door is complete, then the only thing left to do is just basically the edges. So what I do is I don't load the roller with any more paint, and I just simply want to use up any of that excess paint that's left on the roller and just get around and work all of that in. So once again, nice and light. We don't want to have any spread of that paint, excess spread. Just on an important thing to remember is that anytime you've got bare wood, like here you have here bare timber, you want to make sure that you actually prime that area before you paint it. Now in my case, I'm using a paint and prime at the same time, so I don't have to worry about that. Just in case you guys are out there, you've planed or you've shaved down your door, or the edges usually don't come pre-primed anyway, so make sure you put some primer on there to make sure that the paint adheres the way it should. And once you're done, that's the first coat complete. Now usually I only do 2 coats on a door like this. So 2 coats of paint. It'll take probably about 30 to 45 minutes to completely dry off. That way it'll be touch dry, so I can flip the door over and then I can do the other side. So all in all, it should take me about an hour and a half in total, and I should be able to have both sides of the door painted. When it comes to doing the second coat, I have an option of either continuing it on the horse as I have done here and painting it over for the second coat, or I can simply hang the door and paint it up while it's still hung, as I don't have to get as much paint in any of those tight areas, so I can do that while it's hung. So I'll come back and do the other side in about 45 minutes and I'll see you guys then. So once the door is dry, we flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. So now we'll just let this dry off and then we'll be back for the second coat. So now that the door is dry, the only thing left to do is to reinstall it. So there you have it, guys, that's a finished product. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video and found it useful. If there's anything else you guys would like to learn how to do in or around your house, put it in the comment section below and I'd be happy to show you guys how to do it. As always, like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Billshowto.